Good morning. It is 5:36 a.m. and you are watching the Weather Network. As we look at our weather pattern, we saw a very warm day yesterday. It was great in terms of being the warmest day we've experienced since last October. Now we have more moisture moving into the forecast, and we are going to cloud over a little today. We're going to look at some showers this evening, rain into tomorrow as well, and a bit of a cooler forecast, but things will rebound Friday and in through the weekend again. So as we look at the hour by hour here, we do have the potential to get some spotty showers this morning, but the bulk of that rain really coming in through the afternoon and especially closer to rush hour. Now, speaking of rush hour, let's take a look at our roads this morning. Plains there, still a smooth ride. Now, as we go into this afternoon, 14 degrees in Toronto. That is a seasonal day for us, but a little bit cloudier today. The winds are a bit southeasterly, so we're not seeing a big windy, gusty day. That's going to come into play for Wednesday, and that's going to drop the temperatures even more. So some of these icons here making it seem like a rainy day. Remember, this is just the system developing. The bulk of that rain coming tonight and in through tomorrow. This is the system that will pass us in through Wednesday, bringing in some of those gustier conditions, bringing snow back to North Bay, Ontario. But this is all just a rain story for us. As we take you into Thursday, 12 showers clearing through the day with this system, 35 millimeters of rain. That would be on the high end, and then we'll clear out Friday and in through the weekend. But of course, we need this rain because we want our gardens to look great this spring. Here's a look at the top 5 countdown. These are some of the best places to garden in Canada. It's 5:46 a.m. and as we take a look at weather across the country, it is fairly quiet today, but with showers moving into our forecast here in southern Ontario. Spring is showing up right across Canada, and so many Canadians happy and quite pleased with the weather. It is gorgeous out there, and yesterday was the warmest day in the city that we've seen since last October. Now, rain is developing. It is moving into the forecast. We'll time this out for you, tell you how much is on the way and when the sunshine will return. But first, here's Chris Murphy with what's trending today. Now let's take a look at some of our headlines this morning. Clouding over as rain moves in. This will drop the temperatures a little bit. So seasonal to slightly below as we go midweek, and then a gorgeous Friday with a bit of a cooler weekend. A northerly wind sets up for Saturday. Let's take you out onto our roads this morning. So let's talk about this rain because showers are developing and we're going to see a cloudy morning. Showers could be spotty, especially west of Toronto as we go through the morning. Then this rain develops as we go into the afternoon. Closer to rush hour, that's when we're going to start to see those showers really push in. Essentially, it's some moisture from the north of us and the south of us meeting up, bringing us some of this rain. So this afternoon, 14 degrees in Toronto. Tomorrow, 11. Tomorrow will be the wetter day across the city. Now, we want to show you this, the science behind raindrops, and then we'll get to your local forecast. The warmer air was upon us yesterday. Yesterday was the warmest day that we felt in Toronto since last October. Sarnia got up to 22 degrees, making it the warmest spot in Ontario yesterday. Some cooler air is slowly going to be pushing back towards us, and showers are developing in our forecast. We are looking at a cloudier day today, rain moving in late afternoon for the rush hour drive home. West of Toronto, showers developing in through this morning, and with the system, upwards of 35 millimeters of rain. So that's a good soaking as we start to think about our gardens getting into the spring season. As we take a look at temperatures this afternoon, 14 degrees in Toronto, cloudier day today. You won't have the rays of the sun making it feel a little bit better. And we take you into Wednesday, 11 in Toronto, and tomorrow is going to be a wetter day. We do have some clearer skies as we move into the weekend, and maybe this weekend you're thinking about getting out on the water. Here's what every paddler needs to know this spring before you head out. Beautiful conditions. We can all hope for great weather into the weekend, right? And it looks like Friday, we are going to get there. Friday is going to be a beautiful day. Now, as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, Saturday becomes increasingly windy. We could have a passing shower on Saturday, and then Sunday, calmer conditions and a little bit below seasonal here, 10 in Toronto. Good morning. It is 6:06 a.m. and you are watching the Weather Network. Some of our headlines as we start off your Tuesday. Clouding over as rain moves in. We are looking at a wet end to the day and an even wetter day as we look at tomorrow, Wednesday. Seasonal to slightly below as we go midweek. So losing a little bit of the spring in your step maybe as temperatures drop just a touch. And then gorgeous Friday with a cooler weekend ahead. We have big issues on the 401 this morning. A closure through Morningside. We'll get to those details coming up. But first, here is what's trending today. All right, it's 6:07 a.m. right now in Toronto, 7 degrees, and let's take you out onto the roads. The 401 westbound in the Express. Now, as you're driving home tonight, you'll probably be into a couple showers. The rain is developing as we go throughout the day today. West of Toronto, we may see some spotty showers throughout the morning hours, but the bulk of that rain really developing late afternoon and through the overnight. So today in the city, 14 degrees. The winds are coming out of the southeast. They are quite light today, but a little bit cooler down by the water. That still applies today. This here is a look at the system. So we see the cloud cover building today. This is a snapshot just around lunchtime. Toronto should still be dry, but gray. The drizzly conditions start to develop. We're getting into that rain as we go through rush hour, stays with us through the overnight and throughout the day on Wednesday. In behind the system, northwesterly winds set up, and at times they'll be gusting strong, close to about 40, maybe even 50 kilometers within Toronto. So we're going to feel that breeze. We're going to feel that drop in temperature as well. Wednesday afternoon, 11. It for the daytime high in Toronto, 9 in Barrie, a wet day ahead, and this is a decent amount of rain. Good for your grass, good for your garden. Up to about 35 millimeters of rain within the city, within southern Ontario as well. That extends out towards Kingston. We're clearing out into Thursday, and then Friday, that is going to be a great day for us. 14 degrees in Toronto, 15 in Burlington. The sunshine will be back. Now, when we return, we want to share this story with you. This is coming up. We want to focus in on the Arctic. Summers in the Arctic could soon be ice-free. Scientists have pinpointed the year as to when that could happen. The story is next.
Active weather returns later today in the form of rain showers across southern Ontario. A boundary moving up from the U.S. and also a cold front trailing across the area will be bringing us in some showers. A little bit of mixing or snowfall could be expected over towards the Nickel Belt early tomorrow morning. This system pushes off towards the east, and you can see rain is really moving in to portions of northern Ontario, which means we will be dealing with snow melts as well, any sort of snow that is still left on the ground. Generally, with this system, we're looking at anywhere from 25 to 35 millimeters of rain through Thursday.
An exciting time when the Leafs are in the playoffs and, of course, when they give us something to cheer about. That was before the game, so, of course, the hype was a lot bigger after that win. It's great to have you along with us this morning. You're watching the Weather Network. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. As we look at conditions across the country this afternoon, wow, what a beautiful spring day. 22 degrees in Calgary, 17 in Regina, 14 in Toronto. We are a little bit cooler, and we do have showers moving in. Today is not the wet day. I know that icon makes it look like it's going to be raining all day long today. Showers developing late into the afternoon, closer to about 6 p.m. for Toronto, earlier if you're west of Toronto, and then that rain will continue throughout the overnight and in through Wednesday. So we have about 35 millimeters of rain on the way. The winds are nice and light today, but really increasing those winds as we look ahead at tomorrow. We could see some gusts out of the northwest, close to about 50 kilometers an hour. So it's going to be a breezy day. Wednesday, only 11 for that daytime high in the city. Now, we promised you this report, and this is something we want to talk about. We're focusing in on the summer, but we want to look way to the north. Arctic sea ice could no longer exist in the summertime, and scientists have pinpointed the year as to when that could happen. It's Tuesday today. Rachel and Kelly here with you. We have the story of spring across the country and some spring showers to go with that, too. We'll tell you who needs the umbrella today. That is just coming up after we take a look at what's trending online. Our thoughts, our prayers with all the victims, the first responders, and their families. We want to take you back to your weather story now, and let's talk about the current conditions in southern Ontario, Kelly.
Already fairly mild this morning, 10 degrees in Toronto, and the same goes for much of the surrounding Golden Horseshoe, Greater Toronto area. As we take a look at central and northern Ontario, temperature is getting into the mid to high teens as well. So, you know what? I think it's safe to say we're happy. Spring weather has finally arrived, but with that, we are going to be seeing some showers as well.
Yeah, so have that umbrella on standby. Anywhere west of Toronto, throughout the morning hours, you could see some spotty showers. Toronto for that rush hour commute home, the rain moves in. Ottawa, it looks like it's much later on today, and then tomorrow should be into Quebec.
Tomorrow's going to be a great day. We've got, or I should say, today's going to be a great day. Tomorrow the showers move in. Atlantic Canada, lots of sunshine. Yesterday we were talking about the UV being quite high. Keep in mind, extra sunscreen is needed. Maybe head out to your local pharmacy and pick up a new bottle.
Yeah, and make sure it's not expired from last year, too. We want to turn things over to Chris Murphy now out in our newsroom as we continue our weather story for this Tuesday.
Well, there really has been a lack of active weather across our country to start the work week, but as we head towards later today and into the middle of the week, we'll start to see rain showers return across central and southern Ontario. Slight chance for a little bit of snow early tomorrow morning for portions of the Nickel Belt. This system pushes further east, and by Wednesday morning, we're going to be looking at rain showers for southern portions of Quebec. Generally, with this system, anywhere from 15 to 25 millimeters of rain. Locally, heavier amounts can be expected over towards eastern Ontario. This system pushes off towards the east, and then cooler weather moves in behind.
It is 6:36 a.m. and you are watching the Weather Network. We had dry conditions yesterday, but today some moisture starts to move through. You can see it here as that green swath starts to overtake southern Ontario and eventually into southern Quebec. So yes, that means rain is developing today. So keep that umbrella on standby. A cloudy start to the morning. The winds will be coming out of the southeast today. They're fairly calm, but because of that cloud cover, we're not going to get as warm today as what we saw yesterday. 19 degrees in Mississauga, 16 in Toronto. Showers are likely to develop west of Toronto as we go throughout the morning. Closer to the evening rush, that's when they'll be falling. The rain will be falling across the GTA. This afternoon, 14 degrees in Toronto, 15 in Niagara Falls. I know these icons here make it seem like we're getting into that rainy day today. More of a cloudy day today. Few spotty showers. The bulk of that rain develops overnight tonight. We'll tell you just how long that will last. But first, let's take a look at our roads this morning. Traffic continues to build on the Gardiner. That commute starting to be a little bit more stop than go. As we look at this system coming in, showers develop throughout the day today. Cloud cover is building. Bit of a cooler forecast as we go into Wednesday, and we are looking at that rainy day continuing for us. About 35 millimeters of rain on the way. Now, of course, we need this rain when it comes to our beautiful gardens. Here's a top 5 countdown. Some of the best places to garden across Canada. Good morning. It is 6:46 a.m. and you are watching the Weather Network. We are looking at a fairly calm day today across Canada, but a few showers moving into southern Ontario. I think many Canadians are happy with this start to spring. Finally, now that it is showing up, we've got a beautiful forecast for so many places. Calgary should get up to 22 degrees today. Pretty impressive. For us, grab the umbrella. You will need it. Showers developing in Toronto as we go throughout the day today. The details on the wet forecast, that is coming up just after we take a look at what's trending today. All right, it is 6:47 a.m. and today we are talking about clouding over as rain moves in. Seasonal to slightly below as we go midweek. Northwesterly wind sets up tomorrow. That brings the temperatures down, and also a gorgeous Friday with a bit of a cooler weekend. And we've got some of the numbers just ahead. I want to take you out onto our roads this morning where the rush hour commute is underway. We go closer to lunchtime today. We are cloudy. We could see a couple showers out towards Kitchener and Cambridge, but for Toronto, looks like that rain starts to develop a little bit more as we get closer to the rush hour commute home. Essentially, we have moisture from the north and from the south meeting up close to us today. Now, as we fast forward here and take you into this afternoon, temperature-wise, 14 degrees. We look at tomorrow, not a great day in terms of those temperatures, only 9. That is it in Barrie, 11 for Toronto, 10 in Hamilton. So a cooler forecast for us. As we focus in on Wednesday, 11 degrees in Toronto, 21 in Winnipeg. So we still have those really warm conditions, especially as we look across the west. So hoping that more of that warm forecast pushes in towards us, right? As we look ahead at Thursday, temperatures will be slightly warming up. Friday looks to be our better day, and we are going to be taking a look at your long range forecast. Your long ranger is just ahead. Wednesday likely to be the wettest day for us, 11 the daytime high in Toronto, and we do have about 35 millimeters of rain on the way. All right, let's take another look at the roads this morning. Right now it is 6:49 a.m. It's 7:06 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. It's great to have you here with us. I'm Rachel Schoutsen, and you are watching the Weather Network. I hope you know where your umbrella is. Rain boots, too. We've got some wet weather moving in throughout the day today. Seasonal to slightly below as we go midweek this week, and also a gorgeous Friday with a cooler weekend. Your full weather story is coming up just after we take a look at what's trending online. 7 degrees right now in Toronto, warming up to 14. That's our daytime high today, but more cloud cover. Not that beautiful sunshine that you felt yesterday. Felt nice yesterday. We're not going to see that today. The winds will ease today. Potential for showers, though. Even as we go through the morning this morning, west of Toronto, we have the risk of seeing just some spotty stuff, but the more organized, the bulk of that rain does move across the Golden Horseshoe as we look out around rush hour home tonight through the overnight and then Wednesday. We've got a rainy day in store. Bit of a southeasterly wind, and you know that east breeze off the lake. If you're down by the lakeshore today, it's going to feel a little bit cooler. You definitely need a jacket. Let's take you out onto our roads this morning where the rush hour commute continues to build. 7:08 a.m. Those rush hour delays are upon you. So let's break down this system. We see the cloud cover developing today, some spotty showers as we go throughout the morning west of Toronto, and then this here is a snapshot at about lunchtime at noon. So we are socked right into that cloud cover, rain starting to develop through cottage country. We see showers pushing in for that rush hour commute home. So a wet drive home tonight or a wet walk if you're a pedestrian, you need to have that umbrella. And the rain will continue overnight tonight and in through Wednesday. A northwesterly wind is going to develop in behind this system. Wednesday is not going to feel too pleasant in terms of those temperatures. They continue to drop, cloud cover, rain, and windy. So we're going to feel that. Only 11 degrees in Toronto, 9 in Barrie, feeling cooler than this. Now, how much rainfall are we talking with this system? About 35 millimeters on the high end. Now, when we come back, we wanted to share this story with you. Getting into summer in the Arctic. Scientists have pinpointed the year when we may no longer see ice in the summertime up north. We'll tell you when we return. It's Tuesday morning and you are watching the Weather Network. Rachel Schoutsen and Kelly Sonnenberg here with you. Who needs an umbrella as we go throughout the day today? We're going to tell you that just after we check out what's trending today.
Folded just north of the city.
And today, Yonge Street still remains closed for a police investigation. That is from Shepherd to just north of Finch. Of course, our thoughts with everyone affected. But Kelly, now let's take a look at the weather story.
Temperatures this morning already in the Greater Toronto Area, Southern Ontario, above normal. We're going to be warming up to above seasonal this afternoon. The difference from yesterday to today is we've got rain showers coming in, a system moving in stateside. You can also see up towards the north, much colder air is starting to settle in. And I don't want to use actually the word cold, but cooler.
Cooler, a little bit below seasonal for us. As we look to southern Quebec, gorgeous day today. More cloud cover building through Ottawa over towards Gatineau, but Montreal into the 20s.
20 degrees over towards Sherbrooke as well. Increasing cloud later on in the day, so get outside, go for a nice afternoon walk or evening walk because tomorrow you're going to need all of the rain gear. Across Atlantic Canada, temperatures shaping up to be pretty nice. Interior regions of New Brunswick possibly getting up to 20 degrees as well. Newfoundland, your warmer day is going to be tomorrow, and then by the end of the week we've got the return of rain showers.
All right, we want to send things over to Chris Murphy. Here is where we're seeing the action across the country today. Chris?
Good morning. You're watching the Weather Network. It is Tuesday, April 24th. Chris and
Air across southern Ontario, but now the wet weather is moving in. This green swath that you see, that signals our next system. It signals our air mass becoming a lot more moist. So the umbrellas, have them on standby. We'll tell you how much rain is coming, when it will start to fall. Those details are just ahead after we take a look at traffic this morning because we've got some commotion on the Burlington Skyway. To have that truck with the four-ways on, not a good scene. Now, as we take a look at our hourly forecast, we do have the potential to get into some showers throughout the morning, really if you're west of Toronto. We see two moisture sources coming in from this system, one surging in from the south, another from the north. As these two meet up, it brings us the potential for some rain. So Kitchener, for example, few spotty showers through the morning, cloudy day today, and then the bulk of that rain, the more organized, steady rainfall, that moves in closer to rush hour tonight and continues through the overnight and in through Wednesday. Temperatures are going to drop as we go into Wednesday too. This afternoon, 14 degrees in Toronto, 15 in Hamilton, 15 for Barrie. A little bit cooler down by the lakeshore, remember, with that easterly breeze off of the lake. Now here's a look at the system. You can see the moisture source surging in from the south, another one tracking in from the north. Tomorrow morning, we actually could have a little bit of snow into places like North Bay. The snow does stay far away from us, but our temperatures are cooling down. So Wednesday morning here, a wet commute for everybody. Have that umbrella. You need it. The northwesterly wind also setting up too. And as that northwesterly wind sets up, that has the potential to really drop our temperatures and drive them down as we go throughout the day on Wednesday. So feeling a little bit below seasonal here. 9 degrees in Toronto on on Thursday, 12 in Toronto, 13 in Hamilton. Temperatures taking a bit of a hit. Right now, 14 is seasonal. That's where we should be for this time of year. Looking at upwards of about 35 millimeters of rain in the forecast. Of course, we need these showers to get some of our April, May flowers, so our gardens are going to be looking good with this. And then we go to our 7-day forecast here, and you can see some clearer skies as we go into Friday and beyond. Now, severe weather season, it certainly has sparked across the U.S. The videos coming up in Force of Nature. Good morning. It is 7:46 a.m. and you are watching the Weather Network. We are looking at a system tracking into southern Ontario today, bringing us a bit more cloud cover. But the overall picture, when we look at this date across the country, it is spring. Calgary gets up to 22 degrees today, 18 in Vancouver. Gorgeous conditions in Charlottetown, up to 15, 20 in Montreal. We have so much spring to celebrate across the country. A little bit of spring showers for us. That moves in today. We'll time it out for you and tell you how much is on the way just after we check out what's trending online. All right, let's take a look at some of these headlines. The showers pushing in. We need a little bit of rain in the forecast, and that rain is actually going to cool temperatures a little bit, takes the sunshine away from us, and then a gorgeous Friday with a cooler weekend ahead. Those details are all coming up. We want to take a look at traffic right now because this is causing some commotion. It's still some big delays. Now, this rain, you need the umbrella more in the afternoon today, especially closer to rush hour. That's when the showers are going to track through southern Ontario, lingers throughout the day on Wednesday as well. Now, I want to turn things over to meteorologist Jacqueline Whittle. The science behind the weather. How do raindrops form? Have a look. And when we come back, we'll take a look at your long-range forecast plus this. If you're planning on paddling this weekend, Shannon Bradbury has a list of what you need to know before you head out. Good morning. It is April the 24th, and you're watching the Weather Network. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. As we focus in on some of the headlines this morning, clouding over as rain moves in. So we're not going to see a bright, perfectly sunny day today. Yesterday was beautiful with the blue skies. Today, not the same. Seasonal to slightly below as we go through the midweek. Essentially, a cooler shot of air is coming in. Temperature still around 9 to 11 degrees, but remember, seasonal is 14. We have really bumped up where we should be for this time of year, but still staying a little below that. And then a gorgeous Friday with a cooler weekend. All of these weather stories are coming up after we check out what's trending today. All right, as we go throughout the morning and into the afternoon, closer to the rush hour commute home, we are looking at some showers. So west of Toronto this morning, Kitchener, for example, we may see a few spotty showers. Then as we look closer to rush hour, that's when the bulk of that rainfall starts to move in. And that's when we're looking at more steady rain across the Golden Horseshoe. 14 degrees in Toronto into the afternoon. Feels a little more like 13. Not that big of a difference there, but where it will feel a lot cooler, you know what I'm going to say. Down by the lakeshore with that easterly breeze off the lake, it feels a bit fresher. Now, this is the system that's coming in. We look at it developing here throughout the day today. Cloud cover building. We have moisture from a cold front coming in, plus moisture from the south surging up. So two different sources coming together. As we go towards 6 p.m. tonight, showers start to move in widespread, organized throughout the day on Wednesday, and it looks like tomorrow that's going to be our wettest day of the week with a northerly flow too, a northwesterly wind setting up. That's going to be cold. You are going to feel that. Unfortunately, a little pleasant to be outside tomorrow. 9 in Barrie, 11 in Toronto. And you know, I shouldn't say cold because 11 degrees is not cold, but it's cool and damp and just a little unpleasant. 35 millimeters of rain. That would be on the high end with this system. We need this for our gardens. The gardeners are getting excited about all of the great weather coming in. So Mother Nature's helping you out with some showers. Looks like into Thursday morning, we could hold on to a little bit of that wet weather, and then the system starts to depart. So we're clearing throughout the day on Thursday, and then Friday, we have got a great forecast. Friday, 12 degrees in Toronto, 15 in Mississauga, 15 in Newmarket. Again, warmer once you move away from the lake. And this here is a look at your 7-day forecast. As we go into the weekend, Saturday should be a bit blustery. Northerly influence again. 10 for the daytime high. That's below seasonal. Could have a couple spotty showers moving through as well. Now, when we come back, we want to take a look at this story with our reporter, Sophia Kambalia. As we look up to the Arctic, scientists have pinpointed a year as to when the summers could be ice-free up north. We'll tell you when that could happen when we return.
Priority.
Active weather returns later today in the form of rain showers across southern Ontario. A boundary moving up from the U.S. and also a cold front trailing across the area will be bringing us in some showers. A little bit of mixing or snowfall could be expected over towards the Nickel Belt early tomorrow morning. This system pushes off towards the east, and you can see rain is really moving in to portions of northern Ontario, which means we will be dealing with snow melts as well, any sort of snow that is still left on the ground. Generally, with this system, we're looking at anywhere from 25 to 35 millimeters of rain through Thursday.